Hi, you guys, and welcome to Bubble Talk. Today, I'm your host for episode 41, and boy, do we have a show for you guys. I hope you're able to bear this cold weather. It's been quite a day in the Houston area, but we're not going to let that rain bring us down because we are going to talk about some amazing things today on Bubble Talk. Oh, we're stuck. Can you see us now? Okay. We were stuck for a second. We were frozen for a second. So anyway, we are going to talk about some amazing things today on Bubble Talk. So today I'd like to welcome my amazing guest, Brandie Seifert, and she's also known in the social media world as
Brandie Alea.
Brandie Alea. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, yay, thank
Brandie
you.
Brandie Alea to Bubble Talk.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on. I'm super excited.
I am beyond excited to have you on. I want to thank my sponsors today. I have quite a few people that have come on board new to Bubble Talk that I really, really need to thank. One is Northside Imports. Two is thank you, Ryan Lafleur and Atelier Isabel Rose. I have to get that right.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful, and the salon's beautiful, and the people are beautiful, and everything about that experience today was beautiful. I need to thank Alicia for letting us be here at Thinking Boutique. She's amazing. She dresses me. She puts me in the most amazing styles. Thank you, Alicia, for always being so accommodating and so great with me and with Bubble Talk. And I also need to thank Bella Soleil. I need to thank Be Beautiful Anti-Aging. So there's so many people that get behind this effort week after week. Hi, Brandon Allen. How are you from Louisiana? And I just need to thank Teresita Sanchez over at Isabel Atelier. He's going to kill me. Ryan's going to be like Toni practice. Atelier Isabel Rose. They were amazing. She did my color today. I'm very, very picky. I'm a Leo, right? Leos are very picky about their manes. I don't like anybody touching my mane. She was amazing. I will never go let anybody else touch my mane. But Teresita Sanchez, love you, girl. And Ryan Lafleur, that's it. 2 people get to touch my mane. That's it for life.
They must be awesome.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yay.
Guys, wait till you hear this story. Wait till you hear this incredible human being story. This is just not your average female entrepreneur that grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth and decided one day that she's going to create this amazing cosmetic line, right? You are going to flip your wig. I'm not kidding. You're going to flip. Let me tell you about Hollywood Hippy Cosmetics. And I'm going to read it. Yes, I'm reading it off a script. Hollywood Hippy Cosmetics. It is gluten-free, talc-free, paraffin or paraben. Am I saying that right? Paraben-free, bismuth-free.
Bismuth-free.
Bismuth-free. See, these are all these things I didn't even know about. It's mineral, botanical, organic, kissed by Mother Nature, and used by the top industry pros. Hollywood Hippy US. How did this? First of all, I want you to hear the backstory about how she came to be. How did you? Cheers! Welcome to Bubble Talk.
Thank you. Gee, how far back can we go? Do you want to start with?
Well, it's a 30-minute show. Why don't you entertain us?
Yeah. Do you want to start with the entrepreneurial piece or more of the backbone of the mission of the brand?
Well, I want people to realize that behind every strong male or female entrepreneur is a story. And it's usually that backstory that gives you the backbone to create your dynasty.
It's interesting. A lot of people will say, how'd you get into makeup? And they want to hear the fancy stories like model and dancing and things like that. And there were a few times where I would give the pretty story. I was a dancer in high school and I would say, oh, drill team, but that really wasn't it. Growing up was really hard for me. Very, very colorful.
Okay.
Super colorful. I pretty much raised my twin sister and my younger brother. And by the time we were 5, we were homeless in shelters, and I slept in different places and woke up in bars at 2 a.m. when I was a little girl, soiled in my clothes.
And you have childhood memory of that?
I've had to work on getting my memories back because there was a lot of it I did not remember. So I do have PTSD from that. So I've gotten to a place in my life where I am okay with what I remember. And basically you can't decide the way your cards are dealt, but you can decide how you want to play the game later in life. And that's my motto with my cards. I didn't get to choose that my mother was an alcoholic or my father went to prison or that I endured all these different types of abuse. I went to foster care when I was 12 and I was an orphanage. I was an orphanage up in Minnesota when I was 12. And then my mother died when I was 13. So then we were adopted. But then our adoptee no longer wanted us anymore. So we shifted around different homes. And then when I was 18, I found myself having a mental breakdown because I was being molested by the last home I was in. So I took everything that I thought of taking and put it in one of those brown big bags. I don't know if y'all familiar with those. Some cities have those big brown bags. And I basically slept on couches here and there and stayed in different places. And eventually when I was 18, my best friend and her mother took me in and I needed to get a job and I was so insecure and it was so awful. And I remember going to Dillard's thinking, I will write cosmetics on the application because if they hire me in cosmetics, that means that they think I'm pretty. I was that insecure. And I got a call and they interviewed me. And I really don't know why they hired me because I was wearing jeans. I had nothing that fit me. My previous home took all the things that I had. So the home that I ended up in when I applied at Dillard's, I didn't have a bed. I slept on the ground, didn't have a closet. I had a rod on the wall, just one of those little, almost like a curtain rod. And I had some few things that fit me on that rod. That was my closet. And crazy story. So I ended up working in fragrances and going my way up. Yeah.
So you started at Dillard's.
Yes.
And that's when you really realized insecure 18-year-old that you needed to develop a work ethic.
Yes. And they're very strict. You're late so many times, you're fired. You're sick so many times, you're fired. People hated that, but I needed that. You needed the structure. I needed structure, and it was actually great for me. And so I was able to create structure there. That's why I have such a strong work ethic now.
Work ethic.
Thank you. I'm like, that didn't come out right.
You help me with the product ingredients, and I'll help you with work ethic. When I get emotional,
my words, I'm
emotional
right now. Yeah,
listening to her story.
Yeah, thank you for
Brandie,
telling me that.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow. She says, Susan Curry says, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Susan, so much for watching. Yes, it takes a tremendous amount of bravery to be honest and transparent about where you come from and the cards that you've been dealt as a child. Wow. That's all I have to say right now wow. So you're at Dillard's and you're working your way through the ranks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In the cosmetics.
Yeah. Before I got to that point, I had a kind of a breakdown. This is when I started having flashbacks when I started working at Dillard's. I believe I finally created a safe place for myself in life. And that's when my memories from my childhood started to come forward. And yes, and that's what happened. And if you're familiar with PTSD, that's kind of how it works. I was having triggers and whatnot. And just one day a woman looked at me the wrong way and I just lost it. And I was in the back office and this manager was like, you need to tell yourself you're beautiful every day. You need to look in the mirror and I want you to start doing that. And I thought that was really cheesy, but I did it and it worked. And then she told me, and I want you to reach beyond the stars because there are footprints on the moon. And this woman said it like 2 times. I remember she was saying it like this. And I remember going back to the counter and just making goals and crushing goals. What was last year's numbers? I'm going to double that. What can I focus on today? Increase my sales. I would plan events. I was really great at numbers and sales. And so anyway, flash forward, I ended up
working in movies or films.
Yeah, films and TV and local television shows and then celebrities. And that's how the name Hollywood Hippy came about. My celebrity clients, their name was Hollywood Hippy because I wouldn't tell you who I was working with. And I would create a kit for their publicists to give them to touch up with. And they wanted healthier products. And so if I were to call you, if you worked in the store and I needed some makeup, I would say, hey, I have a Hollywood Hippy coming to town. I need a red lipstick for them or whatever. And so then I thought, my name should be on these products. And then I started to research and it's really hard to find what I was looking for in America. Our standards are horrible here when it comes to cosmetics. So I did
telling it like it is, Pete. Yeah, just telling it like it is.
Yeah. And so anyway, so then the brand came about. But funny story, the manager, when she told me you need to reach beyond the stars because there are footprints on the moon, I didn't realize this, but one day I worked with the last man on the moon. And I just think it's cool how life comes full circle.
Always.
She told me
Isn't
that.
amazing?
And I remember she said, forget the stars, go to the moon. And then one of my clients was on the moon.
It gives me chills. Yeah, me too. I'm just listening to her. You know, I've known Brandie, and for her to tell me this right now, and I told her, we're not going to pre-show chat. That's not how my show works. We're not going to go through questions. I want you to be honest with me and just tell me where you came from. Tell me, I want to learn when my audience learns. I am just like you. I'm a Bubble Talk viewer too, and I'm watching her, and she is astounding me at her transparency. And I love that people feel that I'm trustworthy enough, that my audience is trustworthy enough to hear your real story, because that makes her real, and that makes her relatable, and that makes you want to support her brand. That makes you want to support her dream and make sure that Brandie Alea becomes successful. When you realize that these people come from very tumultuous past, and they've worked through that so vigorously to be who they are today. Nobody's perfect. We don't work to be perfect, right? We work to be who we are. Mm-hmm. And that is, to me, that's beautiful. This is a win-win for me today. I got my hair done by Ryan Lafleur and Teresita, and now I'm sitting here with Brandie Alea, hearing her amazing story. I mean, people, cheers.
Yeah.
This is a success story. This story is not even close to ending, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell me, so you have all these celebrities that you're doing makeup for. Their code name was Hollywood Hippy, because you have to use discretion when you're dealing with a certain clientele level. Okay, so how did you come to put your name on it? How did you come to make your baby?
I think when you have something just getting to you all the time, waking you up, and this thought that you just can't get rid of, you have to search it, you know? And that's kind of what was happening. I just had this vision. I had this vision to have like I've never told anyone this, because my original vision was to have like a makeup book, but other companies since then have launched things like that. And so, but basically make your own makeup palette that was customized with natural and healthy options. And so we do that now. We have customized palettes. So everything we do when it comes to our pans, we basically look at you and we use art and science. And so now we tell our clients, our background celebrity, but we want to work with women that are on camera. Everyone deserves that pro and celebrity experience as well. So anyway, yeah.
That's amazing. I'm just like in awe of the idea of where I'm still in her backstories, people. Sorry, I'm a processor. Yeah. I'm still processing.
Well, it's all connected, my business and my story. We do have a cause now too. So it's
okay,
still processing.
Do tell. Yeah.
I can tell. I see it in her eyes. Yeah, I'm really sensitive to energy, and I see like.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, we are going to have lunch. Trust me. So I want to hear more about it, but go ahead.
So this is our logo, and it's an elephant, and it looks really vibrant on camera. But there we go. And there's a reason why this elephant, yes, it represents kind of our brand. It's kind of whimsical, but luxury, but there's a reason why it's an elephant. So a long time ago, when I first started my therapy healing, not everyone gets this juicy story. Sometimes I tail it down, but I'm going to give you guys the story. I started my therapy, and I said, you know, when I go back to certain places or I'm around certain people, I just get really upset. What's happening? And my therapist said, you're struggling with PTSD. You're not a baby elephant anymore. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, baby elephants, when they're not in their normal habitat, they're chained. But when they become big elephants, they don't realize they can break those chains. You're not a baby elephant anymore. You are courageous. You are strong. You're powerful. You're beautiful. Break those chains. And so I've taken that motto with me in life. And I went through a divorce 2 years ago, and I had to kind of
baby, those divorces
will
tear you apart.
Yes. And so I had to reconnect with the whole elephant story. And I, in fact, went to California, and I went what I call glamping. You can stay in a cabin out there, and the elephants are there, and they bring you breakfast and whatnot. So I went on an elephant trip. And so the elephant logo is basically, we want to help children that they couldn't help the way their cards were dealt, but we want them to know there's a purpose and a mission for them, and that you can go places in life. See, when I was 18, I didn't know how to apply for school, what help I could have. I was just grasping for straws, trying to figure life out. You know what I mean? So we want to help these children that are aging out of foster care that don't know what's next. And so there's an organization in Katy called Fostering Success. And there's other organizations as well, but that's the one I'm partnered with. And basically that's their goal, is to help these young adults go into transitional living to become wonderful young adults. So
is that beautiful or what? Is that beautiful or what? Ryan Lafleur, Toni Rodriguez, I love your energy. Can't wait to be on the Bubble Talk episode. Ryan Lafleur, I love you. You are an amazing human being. Amazing. Just a great person. And this story, Ryan, is blowing me away right now. I mean, to come from just where you've come from. And I mean, everybody, you know, everybody has their struggles. Everybody has their strive. I mean, I know more people that have been homeless, and people don't know they've been homeless than I care to talk about. But to know that I'm walking with them in their journey, that I'm getting to celebrate where they came from. And now that they're here, I want to just keep catapulting you guys to the moon, so to speak. It comes so easy for me. Like, people say it all the time, like, how long have you been doing this? And I'm like, 10 months, 11 months. They're like, are you crazy? I'm like, you know, probably my whole life. I don't know. Mom, are you watching? My sister's watching. I was in front of cameras. I had make-believe shows. I dressed my cousins up in weird things like pantyhose and hats, and put on recitals, you know, all the time. I wanted to be, you know, kind of the producer, the movie show person. And then I wanted to be in it as well, you know? So I've always kind of been this animated cartoon character that was never afraid to talk in front of a camera. And I always have been this processor, which is that bubble that's over your head that most people think but never say. And I'm that person. I will say, as the bubble is growing larger and things are popping in, I want to take that and run with it, and run with it. What would you say to a young lady coming out of that place of hell, out of a foster home that she's aged out of, like you mentioned earlier? What would you say to her? Would you give her the elephant story? Would you find out what she was about? How do you mentor people like that?
I wouldn't dip into their past because they may not be ready to talk about it. There's a girl in my life, right? A young girl that I'm a mentor with right now. And she's coming to my mind, but it's very similar. So I just tell her, regardless of your situation, you have great things in store for you and you are in control. You want to go to college, you got it. You want to do this, you've got it. And then I will share a little bit of my story, but in a way that it's to their level and they can understand. My job is not to trigger. That's why I don't share a lot of the colorful things in my story, because then if I'm talking to someone, then they may think, oh, my story and your story don't match up. So you can't help me.
You're not relatable.
You're not relatable.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, I don't dive in the past, but I will say, I got you. I support you. I see you. You've got this. And we talk about the future.
Because, you know, you and I in the pre-show chat talked about, I mentor a lot of young girls too, through the dance industry, 35 plus years of teaching some of the most beautiful creative minds in the city, and some who are still dancing professionally in New York, Vegas, Los Angeles. I mean, I have kids all over Florida who are still dancing and still call me Miss Toni and are married. It's really weird. But anyway, but I'm careful not to, like you said, trigger. Because I know a lot of their family history. I knew their parents. I know how they were raised. And it's not to judge anyone. It's to make sure that I have the person I'm mentoring's best interest.
Yes.
Right. And I'm not a therapist, so I don't know.
And that they're focused, because if you say something that will trigger them, they're not here, they're not present anymore. And whatever you say is going to be fuzzy. Okay. And so, that's
keep them in present moment.
And so that's why I implement.
Great advice.
Yes, courage and purpose and good vibes and good things. I'll acknowledge, but I won't dive into.
Got it.
Because that's for professional help.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this. You have a beautiful, beautiful aura. You have a great energy.
Thank you.
And your story, as colorful and as painful as it may be, is so relevant to the Brandie Alea brand, to who you are, to, the Hollywood Hippy cosmetic line.
Thank you.
Can tell that
I have a bigger mission than just makeup.
Yes.
There's a bigger mission.
Yes. And I can tell. And before we get, because we could probably talk for hours about like our journeys and how we all out there, Bubble Talk viewers, you chime in, please. We all have had our struggles. Life is not easy. It's difficult. Every day we're on the grind. Every day we're trying to make ends meet, right? But I love to hear the rainbow. I love to hear the sunshine because it inspires us to keep going and shooting for our moon and shooting for our rainbow and shooting for our sunshine, right? So tell a little bit, our audience, a little bit about your cosmetics, like bring out some things and let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah. Okay. So I brought a few pieces out. These are from I have a charity collection. It's called the Cope Collection. And that's what goes towards children aging out of foster care 100%. And so we have an eyeshadow called Courage, a highlighter called Optimistic, a lip gloss called Purpose, and a lipstick called Empower. And so it spells out the word cope. But all those things are part of our kind of our Hollywood hippie branding. And we want to implement courage and empowerment and purpose and optimism to these children and to people in general, really. And so, and every product in that collection, if you look at it, it has a cool undertone. And there's a reason why. This lip gloss, it has, it looks purple, but it has blue glitter in it. The reason is purple represents domestic violence. Blue represents child abuse awareness. These colorful lives often have been touched by those causes. And so everything in the Cope collection, it's a whole artistic thing.
It's so, it's just blowing my mind. Yeah. She just didn't develop something, you guys, and stick her name on it. She developed something with a purpose. She developed something that is very significant to who she is. And that's why I'm just like in awe. I mean, I knew I was going to be interviewing Brandie Alea. I knew Hollywood Hippie Cosmetics. She's done my makeup before, does a beautiful job.
Didn't know my story.
Yeah, had no clue on her story. Love her lipstick. I wear this one. Yeah, I wear this one. So, you know, I have some of her products. I love the setter.
What is setting spray?
The setting spray. Oh, and it smells like roses.
I'll officially launch it next week. I actually hadn't launched it yet. I was giving it out to influencers
to die for.
Test it. Thank you.
To die for. I want it. I can spray my makeup in the morning, guys. It stays on all day. All day.
Well, it looks like I'll have some pre-sale orders.
Yes. And let them know Bubble Talk sent you. Thank you very much. That's how influencers work. Oh my gosh, awesome. You kill me. So anyway, what I love is today we are going to be giving some free giveaways, you guys. Okay. And so I was thinking about this on the way over here. I was like, oh, do we do a code word? Boring. Do we say you have to buy $25 worth of products? No, that's not really a free giveaway. So you know what I thought would be hilarious and fun, because I'm kind of crazy like that. If you could screenshot a picture of you watching us.
Oh, I love that idea.
And put it in the comment section.
Oh.
From those pictures, Brandie will pick someone, and she is good. You want to talk about the giveaway today?
So I do a beauty box quarterly. It's kind of like the Fab Fit Fun Box, but it's things by Hollywood Hippie. And so this was in a box, and I like what it said. I just thought it was very fitting to our show today. But she's a dreamer, a doer, a thinker, and she sees the possibilities everywhere. So, that's a good angle. Yeah.
I love it.
So it's a big makeup bag and unzip. Yeah.
I want to see that every day. Yes.
Yes. I believe in putting good words around you. In fact, my brand, everything is named by my clients. They name my products, and my lipstick collection and my lip gloss collections, empowerment. And so every word on there is something that someone named that's to empower you. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is a neutral lip liner. I actually don't sell this shade anymore. It's, I just recently downsized some of my products. So suede mineral lip liner. So
nice
lip liner, and this right here.
So you guys take some pictures of yourself today. It doesn't have to be during the live show. It can be later on tonight when you have makeup on or when you're not so tired. But take a picture of you watching this episode 41 of Bubble Talk and post it in the comments. And we will definitely, I'll let Brandie Alea pick the picture she wants to pick. Maybe use it on our social media platforms.
Show us your drinks.
Yes.
Yeah. Bubbly with us. Yes.
You got to start your Bubble Talk parties. I want to start doing. So we were trying to think of a name of what I could call my audience. I always call them peeps, but that just sounds so cheesy.
That's funny. I use the word peeps a lot too.
I just say it like, hey, peeps.
Yeah, hey,
those
peeps,
are my peeps.
Yeah.
So I thought about just Bubble Talk vibe, being part of the vibe versus, because tribe sounds too Indian. Even though I have American Indian, I feel like we're all sitting around a fire.
Because your talks have energy. Like, you aren't just talking. You're not just pulling information out of me. There is a flow going on here.
Aww.
And vibe goes, actually I have a blush called Good Vibes.
Oh, I love it. I think I want to do a whole good vibe line. I'm going to sit,
good
have drinks with her afterwards. And we're we're gonna name a whole line of cosmetics.
Good vibes. Yeah.
Off of a bubble vibe. Maybe she'll do a bubble vibe,
vibe.
like a champagne color. Just
Yeah. You should have like your audience give you some ideas, some different.
There you go, you guys, little creative minds out there.
I call my people hippies, and sometimes if my clients are, and it's kind of funny because they're not really hippies, but sometimes I'll say, "Hey, homies and hippies," if it's men and women. Yeah.
Part of the Bubble Talk vibe. You guys let us know. Is there anybody out there? Oh, she said, where in California? That's amazing.
Oh, Selena's,
California.
is where the elephant place was. Yeah.
Brandie Alea from Louisiana. He says, awesome, Toni. Hi, Brandon. I just need to thank Brandon publicly for this amazing book. For Valentine's, he sent me the Jillian Michaels book because he knew that I was going to go out and buy it, with this beautiful marker that talks about reaching for the moon and stars, which is a little creepy, Brandon.
I just got
because we just came full circle.
Yes.
And he's been my #1 fan since episode 1. He has followed me for 10 and a half months. I've never met him. He recently was injured in a horrible accident, and he's recovering. You're recovering well, but he says that my show and my episodes have inspired him and given him a lot of encouragement. And so, Brandon, yes, I'm going to embarrass you. And when you're good and ready, I would love to have you on Bubble Talk, because I think you're an amazing individual, a great human being. And I told you, I'm probably one of the most loyal friends you'll ever meet. And when you help me, I'm going to help you. You know that. And so thank you, Brandon, for my amazing book. It sits on my kitchen counter, and when I get up in the morning, I read it.
I just want to cry from the emotional vibe, the energy, the emotional energy.
Yeah, you know what? I on purposely, people say this all the time to me. They were like, "Are you for real? Do you wake up like this?" I go, yeah, pretty much. If you ever call me when I'm just waking up, boy Salas, I know he's out there, Salvador. He's probably one of the only people I'll answer like at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, because we're both morning people, and he has to go to work and I go to work, and we kind of talk on the way. But that's the only time I'm like,
you're still coming into your
one cup of coffee is like crack for me.
Do you do self-motivation talk in the morning? Drink your coffee?
You know what? If you knew my true backstory, and some people out there who watch me on Gratitude Unfiltered, Joshua T. Berglund's show, you know my backstory. I've just come from such a, like you said, maybe not a tumultuous, I had amazing parents, but I've lost so many important people in my life at a very early age. I've seen and experienced a lot of death in my lifetime, and people... there's not a lot of people that they could ever say they've seen or experienced death, right? At this point in their lives. So when you see that, you wake up every morning. So I'm just so happy to be alive. I'm so happy to have breath. I'm so happy to be healthy and not dying from a disease. My children are healthy. My parents are still alive. I mean, I'm almost embarrassed to complain.
Yeah.
You know, I still pay rent. I don't even own my own home, and I'm a realtor. I mean, there are things that, I have goals that I want to do, but you know what? I'm a very happy human being. I don't feel like I need to give you any remorseful, sad stories right now, because that's just not the place I'm in. I'm this middle-aged, maybe too middle, maybe more to the end, but I embrace who I am. I embrace my age. I just love life.
It's a choice too.
I love life. Yeah. And I hope that in some way my calling is to inspire, Brandie. I really feel that. I feel that I keep gravitating. That's why I jumped on you, and I was like, you got to be on my show. And you went, oh, what, when? Okay. Yeah.
My hair's not even done. Okay. It's in a bun today.
I need, and I have this list of people that I follow through social media that I'm like, one day I can tell just by watching them, listening to them speak, I want them on my show, because there's certain, my viewers will tell you, there's certain people out there that maybe they're not watching now because it's their ride home, they're fixing dinner for their kids, but it's for the working mom that's struggling. It's for the individual out there that's had a really bad day and doesn't know where their next words of inspiration are coming from. And I'm telling you right now, here I am, cartoon character Toni Rodriguez.
Do you have like your own emoji, like cartoon? I could totally see one for you.
That. No, I
like, do you remember Nanny, the movie, the TV show Nanny?
Yes,
she had her
I
own
loved her. What's her name?
I don't know, but yes,
Francis.
Yeah, I know. No. Yes,
yes.
We're all the same. I'm totally.
Yeah.
I could totally see you with your own little like cartoon little thing going across the screen.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on fire till about 10:44. This is the magic witching hour.
Oh, okay.
11 o'clock. If I'm not drinking bubbles, we's in trouble because the lights are off. Yeah, things are dimming. I know myself really, really, really well. I'm a go-getter. I'm a planner. I like people. I like to think I'm a connector.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of causes. I'm part of #The Red Production, which is an amazing group that is a philanthropic group. It's creating a movement to make Houston the first no new HIV transmission city. We can do it through education and awareness, shedding light on a disease that a lot of people don't talk about anymore. And that's very dear to my heart. I love the idea of your cause of helping young people who have aged out of foster care. I never thought about that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, and they don't realize what those kids go through. And so I paint a picture and I tell people, well, think about our kids now. If it was your child and they were 17 to 24 and they needed help, you give it to them.
Sure.
But if we see someone else out there, we think, well, be an adult, man up. You're an adult now. Yeah, grow up. Yeah.
Put your big boy panties on.
But if their main thing in life was to survive, and that is it, staying alive, survive, staying fed, and whatever, and just mumbling through the jumble in their head all the time, just trying to get through life, they don't have the means to know really what to do next.
And I think that has a lot to do with the next subject that I'm really interested in doing my research about, which is the post-traumatic syndrome, that's not how they word it. They word it mental health issues.
Yes.
And how prevalent it is in our young people, 25, 22, 20, who we're trying to figure out in our adulthood, how to be the best Brandie Alea, best Toni Rodriguez we can be. Those kids, like you said, they're just trying to eat. They're on the street. They don't have anyone to mentor them. They don't even know what directions, right, left, up, down, north, south. And that's where I want to step in. That's where, I already told my mom, one day, Mom, I am going to make, a lot of money. I already know. But I'm also going to be very philanthropic, and I'm going to make sure that not in my name, but that a lot of people are taken care of, because it took a lot of people to get me here.
Yes, that's how I feel too.
I don't want to ever forget the people who supported me, forget the people who started from the beginning with me, had so much faith in me, and continue to this day. Samantha from LA, Brandon Allen, Boy, Salvador, Salas, Bobby, Kami Kunis. There's so many people out there that Northside Imports, Northside Maserati, who, when everybody else was saying no, they're saying yes. And now I have people that reach out to me daily that want to sponsor my show, believe it or not. And I have to tell them no, because there's certain things I don't want to be affiliated with. I feel like I stand for Toni Rodriguez and her beliefs. I don't necessarily want to, be associated with certain things, because I have children and I work with children, some of the best kids, best dancers around the state. And I travel internationally to teach children. And so I still feel like I have a tremendous amount of responsibility with the different brands that I'm associated with. Once I'm out on my own and my youngest is graduated and he's in college and doesn't follow me on social media anymore, then maybe I'll sell out. But at this point, I'm not selling out. At this point, I still am able to control things and make good, sound decisions about who and what Bubble Talk and my Bubble Vibe out there will support. I'm not going to encourage people just to go support some insurance company I've never heard of because they're willing to pay me $50,000. I know that sounds really stupid, but I want to get to know people and find out,
you're about heart. You have a heart mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to a fault.
It can be good and bad.
To my own detriment.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it.
So where does Brandie, we could talk for hours. Sorry, you guys. Where does Brandie Alea see herself in 5 years? What is your ultimate goal and your ultimate mission with Hollywood Hippy?
So while my brand of cosmetics is like the icing on the cake, I've realized recently, and it's okay to toot your own horn. I'm tooting my own horn.
Good.
This place in my life.
Toot your horn, girl. Toot your horn. We're knocking down glasses.
That's hysterical.
Oh my God, I'm going to buy a little horn. Toot, toot. Okay,
since my background's film and television, and I've worked with a lot of makeup artists, but I never realized some unique skill sets that I have. And that's when I work with my clients. I'm very invested. So if it's a personal, if it's a testimony, if it's a woman in business and she has a brand mission, I'm really good at creating the whole theme. So like, what is your brand? What do your viewers want to see? I basically love doing anything to do with their branding image, whether it's creating marketing materials, YouTube videos, Facebook Live, anything like that. So I believe in giving everyone the whole celebrity experience.
Wow.
I think we're living in the world of HD. So you deserve to look just as good as some of my other clients. And so I like doing lessons and doing the whole package. So I'll have videographers, photographers, I do the makeup, the hair, the wardrobe. So I'm really maximizing and discovering my own like talent that's always been there and learning to go, I'm good at that. I can do that. And so really maximizing that and going forward with that, as well as my brand, but implementing my brand.
Well, I just think the creative elements and the healthier options
for camera, you know how rare that
people-
is? It is really rare to sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I get
go
real
ahead.
excited.
No, talk about it.
It is very rare to have healthy products that work on and off camera. So the word earlier, we couldn't say bismuth. It turns pink and
That
gray.
you couldn't say. Please remind me I could not say bismuth.
I have a hard time with it too.
It's okay.
There's certain minerals that turn ashy and gray on camera and don't work, and they're too shiny. And so my brand doesn't have a lot of those ingredients. We don't have talc, which is more irritating on the skin. We don't do bismuth. So having healthier options that actually work on camera is it's not very common, and that doesn't look like mud. It doesn't look dirty. My brand looks fun and it's affordable and it's pretty.
Yes, it's affordable. Let's just talk about that. For all the working moms out there, there's two things that I was thinking about. This is how my entrepreneurial brain works, right? Because I'm being reached out to several companies to be an affiliate for them, which means basically they're going to give me a link and some products. And if you buy the products through the link, you know, I make a nice little chunk of change. So I'm playing with that idea, right? Because I want to make sure that I can be connected to this brand long term. So it's not like you just say yes, yes, yes to every opportunity.
Yes.
You have to I'm a processor, right?
Same thing. I have an affiliate program as well. And I don't just pick anybody. I hand choose.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm driving over here thinking to myself, two things, ladies, two things that we are always going to need in life. Okay. Very rare that I've ever met someone that, unless you're Alicia Keys, that does not wear a stitch of makeup ever.
I don't know if I believe her. I mean, I'm just
that
kidding.
doesn't wear
She's
a stitch
so
of makeup
beautiful.
ever. I have worked with young dancers from the age of 9 to 17 for over 35 years. I counted over 1,200 dancers that I've trained in my lifetime. Okay, trained them, not taught them. I mean, I teach at conventions that have thousands of kids. So I can't say I've taught, I'm saying trained them. So I feel like I really know little girls and their faces, right? And how they grow up. And I can tell what age they start wearing lip gloss and a little eyeliner. And mommy and daddy said, I can do this and that. Okay, right? So two things, makeup and hair. Because we're never going to be bald, right? We're always going to need hair products. We're always going to need a blowout. If we can't afford someone to do a blowout, we do our own blowout. We're always going to need hair dryers and hot irons and curling irons or a scrunchie or a bobby pin. I mean, hair products. So those are the two industries you best believe Toni Rodriguez is going to get involved with for long term.
And there's cosmetics, so many of them
cosmetics and hair, which I have plenty of. So these are the two things. This is how my mind works. So I'm driving over here thinking about my pre-show questions, thinking about, gosh, I love Brandie. I love her stuff. I love this. This shade looks really, really dark, but am I wearing this today?
You have influencer.
Oh, influencer. That's the other one I have.
Influencer.
She put influencer on me because I'm an influencer. Yes. Okay, so I want my own link to influencer. Bubble Talk link for influencer. Can I have that? Can you figure that one out?
Let's figure out what that. I'm like, I don't. Sure.
I will sell a lot of influencer for her. So those are the two products. So if you're involved in the hair industry and you're involved in cosmetics, that's a win-win. Those are the two things that, I mean, and you working with cosmetics at Dillard's for all those years. I mean, really, I don't know of many women who don't ever wear a stitch of makeup.
And there's so many brands these days that are popping up overnight. You might as well do your research and really believe in what you're buying. Do they have a mission and what is in their product?
Yes.
Let me tell you, when I was doing my lab research, I realized that a lot of the products that are out there in the department stores, I'm going to be honest, they're crap. A lot of it's crap. I'm so sorry. You're
I
paying
know.
for pretty packaging. So read, get to know what you feel good with, when you feel comfortable with your face. You just say
I'm
crap
sorry.
on my show. Do we need to bleep it out?
No, it's okay. I said, my mom watches it. She doesn't watch it right now, but she watches it. She cracks. Oh, she said she'll buy it. I'll buy it. Okay, yeah.
I feel like I need a filter over my.
No, it's hilarious. So my mom says, you know, your daddy, I have to tell you the story because it's hilarious. Your daddy and I always raised you girls to not curse and always told you, if you can't say anything nice,
Don't say anything.
not say anything at all. I got raised by, not raised, but my babysitter's name was Mrs. Wolf. She lived 3 blocks from my house, and she would wash our mouth out with soap if we ever said a bad word. Who in our family got their mouth washed out the most?
You.
I know what soap tastes like.
Yeah.
I feel like I've eaten a lot of soap in my childhood.
Wow.
I was such a bad kid. My mom will tell you, I was like, my favorite bad word was donkey A.
How old were you?
I was like 12, and I got my mouth washed out with soap all the time. And she'd grab me by my ear, and I had really long, like Pocahontas hair, and she would, my mom would pick me up. She worked for ExxonMobil. My mom would pick me up at 6:30, and she would be like, "So how was your day?" And my sisters wouldn't even let me tell her that I was in trouble, because they would always rat on me and be like, she was bad. She said donkey A again, and she got her mouth washed out with soap. And I said, Mom, she's so mean. She pulls my hair.
Oh,
She
no.
pulls me by my ear. I'm trying to get a little empathy before I get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because my parents were the kind of parents, like, if you got in trouble at the babysitter, you still going to get a whooping when you get home, right? Oh my gosh. So to this day, to get me back, my sister, I think Marissa, was it you? She'll probably watch later and comment. She wrote with a crayon on the wall that bad word, and my parents just assumed it was me because I said it all the time, and I got a spanking.
No.
And to this day, we talk about it. So I'm like, I trust no one.
Yeah.
I don't even trust my own sisters, and that's why when I want to say that one of my favorite books right now out has a bad word in it, and I want to talk about it, that I'm not, because then my mom's gonna
oh no,
she'll say something.
So
later.
I have a question. Did any soap ever taste good?
No, it was gross. She had like ivory.
Ew.
And Dove, like an Irish Spring.
Yeah. Irish Spring.
Do you know
is the worst.
did you know I can't smell it?
Irish Spring.
I know when people wash with that soap, because I'm like, I've tasted that soap so much. It's in my nostrils.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
I was such a bad kid, but I was a great kid, but I said a lot of bad words. I don't know. My parents didn't even curse.
Yeah.
I thought it made me sound cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool if I could say donkey A. Or something. I don't know where that
cute.
Because it came from Jack A. Right.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd put a little spin on it. And I called it
funny.
donkey A.
So the word I used earlier, was that a bad word?
No, it's not a bad word.
Okay.
And I love going on like first dates with guys, because they'll go, I'm like, what kind of girl are you looking for? And they'll tell me like the blah blah boring story, and then they go, I just don't like girls that smoke cigarettes or that curse. And I'm like, the whole time I'm drinking my champagne going, this is not going to work out. Because you don't know me.
Yeah, that's funny.
Potty mouth here. I've eaten a lot of soap.
That's so funny.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, is that where bubble talk really came from?
Oh, yes. Oh, you just got it. Bubble talk really isn't about, maybe these bubbles remind me of all the bubbles I ate when I was a kid.
Hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Wouldn't that be full circle? Oh, Mom, we are onto something.
That is so funny.
Maybe I should start a champagne-based makeup line.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They sell a lot of champagne color, right? Because I have a lot of friends all over who send me pictures of like, oh my gosh, the name of this eyeshadow, champagne. And of course, they text me and show me all these colors, and I'm like, does it have champagne in it?
Yeah.
Can it taste like champagne? And I don't, champagne flavored lip gloss, cupcakes made with champagne. I mean, I've had my friends send me all, because they know how much I love bubbles. But I think that maybe you're onto something. Maybe I have this like reactive trigger to my childhood that was so bad that I actually in turn
it's like lemons,
developed a great taste for it.
Into lemonade, soap into bubble talk.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know how we got off on that.
That's
tangent.
great.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, so how can people find you, Brandie Alea?
Well, My website is hollywoodhippie.us. On Instagram and Facebook. Actually, most of my business is done on social media.
Okay.
I do have a location in Houston at Thinking Boutique, and then I have some studios. I have a studio in Katy and downtown where I partner up with photographers if you need more of that kind of service. But you can, if you're local, I have a boutique here in Houston area that you can go to. Most of it's online.
So what I'm going to suggest, and this is how I met Brandie, is to come do a consultation with her. Let her do your makeup once. Maybe you have an event coming up. Maybe you just want to have a girls, I don't know, bring your sister friend. You just want to have a girls come shop at Thinking Boutique. Alicia has some great stuff here. And then have a consultation with Brandie and look at some of her products. Look at some of the things. I wear a ton of makeup every day, right? Because of my job and because as Bubble Talk continues to grow, thank you, Jesus, I'm invited to more and more and more events. So I find myself kind of juggling 4 or 5 events a night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in between freshening up, I'm always trying to figure out the product that lasts the longest that I don't have to keep touching up, if that makes any sense, just for sheer convenience.
Mm-hmm.
And I always, like I said, I love that rose smelling setting spray that I hope that you will please put on the market.
Yeah,
so I can
it'll
buy
be
it.
in next week.
Hi, Claudia. How are you? Let's say hi to Mrs. Houston. Hi, Michelle Tello. Great show. Awesome and touching story. Thanks for watching, Michelle. Love you. Can't wait to have lunch with you on Friday. So thank you everybody for watching. Is there any other last remarks, any last points that you want to make?
Yes, I did want to let you guys know, if you're not local, I also do online private session videos through Zoom. So you can reach out to me that way. And the best way to contact me, if you go on Facebook and find my Facebook page or Instagram and private message me, that is a great way to get in touch with me.
And something that I learned this past weekend with Mark Harvey is that camera makeup, photography makeup, and event makeup, you guys, are 3 separate things.
Yes. A lot of people think you have to go so heavy to certain styles, and you don't. And so the technique is different, and the textures are different, and the colors are different.
Right.
Yes.
So if you're really serious, hey, Eunice, how are you today? I'm going to say hi to some of my viewers. Hi, Susan Curry. She said, yes, love rose spray. Oh my gosh, that setting spray. And it stays like that fragrance stays with you all day. And I love that natural organic smell.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. And then your stuff stays on all day, which another thing that I love. So I just want to say, Brandie, again, thank you for your amazing story. Thank you for inspiring me today. And I just, people, Bubble Talk Vibe, I feel gifted. I feel blessed for the opportunity to have a platform where I can talk about things that I'm passionate about, like fitness, fashion, and living a healthy lifestyle. And this all, Hollywood Hippie kind of embraces living a healthy lifestyle because she gives you healthy options for your face, right? They do not test on animals, gluten-free, talc-free, things that can be very irritating to the skin when you're wearing it every single day. Also, I love the idea that you are making yourself healthier every day from taking your story and continuing to use it to push you to excel for the moon. And I just thank you for letting me be a part of your journey and being my friend. I really appreciate that. No, I love people, and I really love the idea that you that you trusted me enough and my audience to share your amazing story. So you guys, if you know of anyone that could be inspired, please share this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram, Toni_Rodriguez1, and continue to like and follow Bubble Talk. We have great things in store. Next Tuesday is episode 42. I have a big special interview that I'm not going to announce, but it's tomorrow, which I'm really excited about, a really special edition of Bubble Talk. It's not episode 42. It's going to be off the charts tomorrow. But again, today it's about Brandie Alea. It's about Hollywood Hippie Cosmetics. You guys, take a look at her website. Take a look at her Facebook page. Please, I'm going to encourage you to support her and help her continue with her amazing journey.
Oh, thank you.
And anytime, anything you need from me, you have my cell number. She can count on me.
Sounds like a champagne line with pops of influencer.
Yay.
Something like that.
You guys, thanks for being with me on Tuesday evening. I hope the rest of your Tuesday is as amazing as it was for me right now. Thank you so much, Brandie. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Northside Imports, Northside Maserati. I just want to say one more thank you to Ryan Lafleur at Atelier Isabel Rose, Teresita Sanchez, his entire team, everyone there. It was like hair heaven. That's
Your
the only
hair's
way.
amazing.
I mean, there's no product in it right now.
What?
Like, none. I mean, these people are insane. They're like magicians of hair. I just want to say thank you.
I just
guys.
realized my face. I was like,
There's nothing in my hair.
Touch it.
It's
wow.
it's crazy. I just want to say thank you to Bella Soleil Tanning, Beautiful Anti-Aging, to all my friends with hashtag The Red Production, who I'm just so honored to be a part of. You guys, listen, if you can take one thing away from today, I want you to inspire you to take care of you, because you are the best investment. You are the best investment. It's the highest risk, but it's the best investment you will ever make is in you. You'll be a better parent, a better partner, a better friend, a better coworker, a better employee. You'll always, always produce greatness if you take care of yourself first. Yes. Have a great evening, you guys.
Don't forget those screenshots.
Bye. See you later.
That was fun.